Good Tuesday morning. Welcome back to your Toledo Zoo's hashtag Zoo Open online daily live feed. We are outside the Andean bear exhibit, and today y'all are going to get to meet Niave, our female Andean bear. We're here with her keeper Trudy, and we're going to learn all about one of the oldest female Andean bears in zoos. So we will talk all about her and all of her cool characteristics. But before we get too far in here, let's say hi to everybody. And we'll go through our morning announcements, and then Trudy's going to radio one of our other keepers to let Niave out and enjoy all of this enrichment that you guys put out for her this morning. This is really cool stuff. All right, Corey's behind me again. Hi, Cor. All right, guys, so we're going to say hi to Alex and Amanda and Renee. Good morning to Chris, Colton, Cassidy, and Isabel. Happy 6th birthday to Kyler. Happy birthday. That's awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, Hazel and Penelope. Good morning, Max and Temperance. Hey, Theo, William, and Marcus out in Cali, getting up early to join us again. Thank you. Hi, Caden and Athena. Hey, Tony. Thanks for letting us know you can hear us and see us. Hi, Gabby. Good morning to Jennifer. Hi, Gabriella and Julianne in Toledo. Good morning, Ruth and Napoleon. Carissa says she loves this bear. Yes. Love it when we get to make people's days here. Hi, Morgan, Blake, and Ryan in Findlay. Good morning to Abby in Perrysburg. Happy Cinco de Mayo, says Mary Beth. Good morning to Kristen in Michigan. Hey, Anthony, Carlin, and Wyatt. Hi, Sam, Charlotte, Amelia, and Emmy. Good morning, Douglas and Ulrich. Hi, Jenny and Elena. Good morning, Jack and Jamie. Hi, everyone. That's probably where I should just start, right? Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Happy Giving Tuesday. And happy Niave the Andean Bear Day. So we are excited to be here with her. But before we get to talking about her, we do have a few morning announcements for you guys. Today is Giving Tuesday now. It is moved up in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Nonprofit organizations are asking for your help today to help sustain them through the year. And your zoo is no different. We are a nonprofit organization that relies heavily on our membership and people coming through our gates, which obviously is not happening right now. So we are running a Giving Tuesday Facebook campaign. You can donate directly through the donate button here on our Facebook Live, or you can go to our Facebook page, or you can always go to toledozoo.org/donate and donate anytime. But our goal today is $2,020 to help sustain us through this year. So we appreciate everyone's support and hope that you will be able to donate. Every little bit helps, and we really, really appreciate it on this Giving Tuesday. Today is also Cinco de Mayo, so happy Cinco de Mayo. And those of you who are celebrating tonight with Mexican food, your zoo's got you covered with our meals on the go. We're doing soft shell beef or chicken tacos or chicken or eggplant parm if you're not feeling the Mexican tonight. And you can still get your order in before 1 p.m. today. Go to toledozoo.org/meals on the go. And you can always add on those margaritas, cookie kits, gourmet cookies. They've got some other dessert options, and you can still donate a meal to a local healthcare worker too. So that is toledozoo.org/meals on the go. And of course, our education department is still going gangbusters with all of their programs. Check them all out at toledozoo.org/virtual. And I know a lot of you guys have been asking when the zoo is going to reopen. Unfortunately, we don't have an answer for you yet, but as soon as we do, we will pass it along and we will update our social and our website. All right, guys, it is time to meet Niave the Andean bear and her keeper, Trudy. Trudy, talk to us about Niave.
Niave is our resident Andean bear. Andean bear, their scientific name is Tremarctos ornatus, which actually means decorated bear. And as Niave is coming out here, you'll see that she has a gold coloration around her face and on her chest area. Andean bears are also known as the spectacled bear. That is because sometimes the yellow coloring around their eyes can form rings, and it makes it look like they're wearing glasses or spectacles.
Oh, cute.
But as you can see, Niave's face is pretty much all golden. In the summertime, it'll turn a pretty color of ginger. Andean bears are the only bear found in South America. So they're found in the regions of Peru, Venezuela, Bolivia, Ecuador. They inhabit a lot of different habitats. They can live in grasslands, desert forest, even desert, but their main preferred habitat is going to be the humid tropical cloud forest in the Andes Mountains, hence their name Andean bear.
Very cool. And we'll start taking some questions here, but the first one actually is coming from me. What all types of enrichment have you put out for her today?
Yes, she kind of got a jackpot today. She's probably thinking, oh, it's her birthday or something. But we gave her, what she's eating right now is a PVC tube, and it's stuffed with popcorn with honey on it.
Ooh.
Bears really like honey. And Andean bears really like corn as well. And then we've got various different items. We have grapevine wreaths that have peanut butter and oats smeared on them. We've got a few buckets out here that have peanuts and grapes in them. And then a few bags with some smears on. And then in the back we have a little boomer ball with holes cut out of it that have peanuts in it, so she can whap it around to get the peanuts out. Andean bears are very big nesters, so we give her lots of different nesting materials, so that hay that's out there is for her nesting behaviors. She's really enjoying the honey popcorn right now.
She most certainly is. Oh my gosh.
And you know, people hate it when humans smack their lips when they eat, but she is the most adorable animal when she eats. It's just this big, loud smacking noise.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. All right, Dawn wants to know, how old is Niave?
Niave, Andean bears in the wild can live to about 20 years old. The longest lived Andean bear in captivity was 36 years and 8 months. Niave was born on November 28, 1988, so that makes her 31 and a half years old.
Oh my God.
So she's trying really hard to beat that record.
Yes. All right, and Sam asks, who or what are their predators in the wild?
The main threat to Andean bears in the wild is humans. Their numbers range from 3,000 to 10,000 left in the wild. They're listed as vulnerable. They say that about 200 bears are killed each year. But the main threat is humans and basically encroaching on their territory, taking away their habitat for farming, mining, and stuff like that. Bear parts are also used for medicinal properties. People think they have healing properties, so they're hunted for their parts. Andean bears are the largest carnivore species in South America, so they don't really have any animal threats. However, like a young cub might be taken by a jaguar or a puma.
Sure. And Kyler, age 6, wants to know, would they make a good pet?
No.
Short answer, no.
No.
And let's see. Bryn wants to know, does she have any kids?
Niave has given birth 3 times in her lifetime to 2 cubs each. Andean bears can give birth to from 1 to 4 cubs. 4 would be very, very rare. 2 is kind of the norm.
And Jackson, Caleb, and Aubrey want to know, how big can they get?
Andean bears are a small to medium-sized bear. They range in size from 130 pounds to 400 pounds. The males will likely be about twice as large as the females. Females can grow to about 4 feet in length, and male is about 6 feet.
And Roland wants to know, what do they eat in the wild?
Andean bears are omnivorous bears, which means they eat both fruit, or both plant and meat, animal matter. They only eat about 5% of their diet will be meat. So that will be like things like small rodents, deer, tapir, the random cattle. But their main diet is actually plant matter. And Andean bears are well adapted to eating plants. As you can see from Niave, she's got a really short snout, and their jaw muscles are very developed and strong. Their teeth, their premolars and their molars are very blunted, and this allows them to eat very high fibrous plant material, like palms, bamboo, cactus. They will also eat like different types of fruits and berries, nuts, sugar cane, and of course honey.
Yes. And Ainsley wants to know, what do they eat here at the zoo?
The bears at the zoo are fed a pelleted diet. It's an omnivore pelleted food, and then we'll also offer them a variety of different fruits. Niave doesn't like a whole lot of different vegetables. She does like corn on the cob. I did give her a couple pieces of corn on the cob on exhibit. But she mainly gets like fruit, apples and oranges and pears, melon.
Very nice. And Ben, age 6, asks, how high can she jump?
Okay. Andean bears are both terrestrial and arboreal, meaning that they're ground dwelling and tree dwelling. Andean bears really like to live up in trees. Niave is kind of older, so she doesn't do a whole lot of climbing, but in the wild, Andean bears would build platforms and nest up in trees from branches and leaves, and they're specially adapted for climbing. They have longer forearms and shorter rear legs, and they have, as you can see, the long nails, and that helps them to be really good climbers.
Awesome. And yes, Morgan and Bennett, Niave, who is a she, Teresa, is in the enclosure where our sloth bear used to be. Our sloth bear, Kara, moved out to Omaha's Henry Dorley Zoo, and she's a part of their Asian Highlands exhibit. And do you happen to know any updates on her?
I do. The keeper that takes care of her in Omaha keeps in contact with me pretty regularly, which is really nice. So I get regular updates on her, and she's doing really well in Omaha. She's got great care there, and she's doing really well. So they love her there.
And is the hope to breed her, or?
They are a recommended breeded pair. They have a male there right now. They're just kind of getting to know each other, so they haven't really done any sort of introductions yet.
Okay, so nothing yet, but hope for the future.
Yes.
There. All right. And Sasha wants to know, what is Niave's favorite treat? I'm guessing it might be honey by what you said.
Yes,
but
she does love her honey. We give her some joint supplements every day because of her age, and we mix it with honey, and she just laps it up every day. She just loves it. She also enjoys peanuts, so we often give her different sorts of feeders with holes cut out with peanuts in, so she can maneuver those, try and get the peanuts out of them.
And are those shell-on peanuts or already shelled?
Shell on.
Okay, cool.
And bears are really cute. When they get the peanuts out, a lot of times they'll rest them on their front foot and eat the peanut off of their foot.
Oh my gosh, that would be so cute. Ward would like to know, can they endure low temperatures?
They can have a variety. They do live in a variety of habitats. They can be found at very high elevations close to the snow line, so they are able to live in some colder temperatures. But like I said, they do prefer the tropical, humid, wet habitat, and that's mainly because they like fruit, and with the wetter temperature, it's really good for fruit and plant material.
Sure. And Denise would like to know, how did she get her name Niave?
Oh, I think Niave means, don't quote me, but I think it means snow or winter, something on some sort of
Cold reference
Yes.
in Spanish, correct?
Yes.
That I believe you and I are on the same page in remembering that. Yes. Matt wants to know, how many teeth does she have?
Andean bears have 42 teeth. Niave might have a few less than that because of her age, but they have 42 teeth in total.
All right. And Alex asks, where did Niave come from?
Niave has kind of moved around. She was born at the Fort Wayne Zoo, but she came to the Toledo Zoo 2 years ago from Oglebay Zoo in West Virginia.
Very nice. And Cal would like to know, what types of toys does she play with?
We give her buckets and balls. She really likes, a cool thing about Andean bears is their sense of smell is really heightened. Kind of like that of a bloodhound, the dogs that they take out for like search and rescue missions. They have extremely high sense of smell. They say that she can pick up a smell from like miles away.
Oh, wow.
So we'll offer different sorts of spices and perfumes for her, and she'll rub on those. And actually, if you watch her on exhibit, you'll often see her lift her head up into the air to scent the smells. And when we go into her holding in the morning to check on her, she'll smell us too and be like, "Oh, I know who you are." Recognize us by our smells. So.
And talk to us about her fur. It looks very soft. Is it?
I haven't really touched her fur, but I would say it's probably, a lot of bear fur it looks really soft, but it's kind of coarse, but there's different areas on them that are softer. And probably around the neck and ears.
Sure. And Max wants to know, why is her face gold colored?
Andean bears are known to have the gold coloration around their face and on their chest area. And they're known as spectacled bears because sometimes those gold marks can form rings around their eyes.
And Leo, age 2.5, wants to know, does she have any friends here at the zoo, or is she all alone?
She is by herself. Andean bears are actually solitary in the wild, so they wouldn't normally be with other bears unless it's a mom with cubs. They're solitary, but they're not territorial, so you might see bears in the wild being in groups of up to 9 at like a favorite food place.
Sure. And Braylon wants to know if she likes to go in the water.
She does. We have a pool over there. She uses it a lot more in the summertime, but she'll go in the pool and she'll smack around with the water. She'll smack her paw on it, make the water splash all over the place. So she does like going in the pool and cooling off in the summertime.
Very nice. And Cassidy would like to know, when is her birthday?
Her birthday is November 28th, 1988 she was born.
And how long did you say she's been here at the Toledo Zoo?
She came to Toledo Zoo 2 years ago.
All right. And Logan wants to know, how fast can they run?
Andean bears can run up to 30 miles an hour.
And how high could they climb?
They are found at elevations of up to 14,000 feet. That's kind of where their normal habitat is at. So they're very, very good climbers. And like I said, they like to live and climb up trees and build nests up in trees.
Ashlyn, age 7, asks, how hard is her bite?
Andean bears, they have very strong jaw muscles. They have probably one of the strongest jaw muscles in the bear species, besides that of the giant panda. So they have a really hard bite, and that allows them to eat, like I said, bamboo and palm and the tougher fibrous plants that they eat.
Awesome. And Cal, age 4, asks, does she hibernate?
Andean bears do not hibernate. They have access to food year-round, so there's no need for that.
All right. And Luke would like to know, how tall is she when she stands up?
Females are usually they can be up to about 4 feet tall. Males might be about 6 feet tall.
Okay. And no, Jen, our sloth bear, did not pass away. She just moved out to the Henry Dorley Zoo in Omaha on a breeding recommendation. So Trudy gave us a little bit of an update on her. She's doing great out there, so we're hopeful for some good future news there too. And Isabel asks, was Niave born in captivity?
She was. She was born at the Fort Wayne Zoo.
All right. And let's see. Ahmed wants to know, are the peanuts salted or unsalted?
They are unsalted.
All right. Let's see. Melanie asks, can she watch the flamingos and is she interested in them at all?
The Andean bear, their eyesight and their hearing is not the best. Their main sense is going to be their sense of smell. So she probably smells them more than she watches them. But she will, when she's walking the exhibit, she will stop and look at people. She notices when I walk by and stuff. So I'm sure she watches them every once in a while.
Absolutely. And we've moved over to another part of her exhibit. So she has, this was the little pond that you were talking about. And is that kind of a little sleeping area back there?
Yeah. As I mentioned before, Andean bears really like to build nests. So we offer them a variety of nesting material, sometimes shredded paper, sometimes some hay. One of our favorites is actually the wood wool that we have in their cave. And she will spend a lot of time sleeping in her cave. She'll take some naps and then I say, she's got an alarm clock that goes off and says, I gotta do my mall lap, so she'll get up and walk around and see what else she's got to do out on exhibit.
That's awesome. And that actually leads into Carrie's question. Is she more active than the sloth bear was, or would the sloth bear have been?
They're probably very similar. Because of Niave's age, she's probably not quite as active as a sloth bear. We used to have a large climbing structure on the exhibit that the sloth bears would utilize, but we took that down because of Niave's age. She doesn't climb as much, so we took it down to give her more ground space, so she had more space to walk around. But she's fairly active. She'll rest, she'll get up, walk around, go back to resting, get up, walk around. So she does really good for her age.
That's awesome. And what treat is she enjoying back here?
That's just a bag that has some peanut butter and Cheerios and honey smeared in it.
Very nice. And Spencer wants to know, how long do they usually live in the wild?
They can live up to about 20 years in the wild. And Niave, like I said, is 31 and a half years old, so she's doing really well in captivity.
Yes. And Jonah, age 7, wants to know, how much does she weigh?
She weighs 192 pounds.
All right. And let's see here. Oh, there was another how much did she weigh, so good, we got that. Let's see here. Ashley wants to know, could you release her into the wild?
No, we cannot release her back into the wild. The main reason we have these sorts of animals in zoos is to kind of offer awareness to the plight that they have in the wild. And like I said, they're vulnerable in the wild. Their numbers are starting to go down. So by having animals here, we can kind of educate the public and let them know, what sorts of threats and stuff they're facing. And hopefully that makes them care and want to better protect our own environment.
Absolutely. And Tony wants to know, Trudy, what's your favorite part of being a keeper?
My favorite part is just getting to know each individual animal. They all are so different. So my favorite part is just working one-on-one with animals and getting to know them and what makes them tick, how I have to adapt my behavior to help me take care of certain animals. So it's challenging and it's fun, and they offer me a lot of joy. So
that's what it's all about, right? And what all animals do you work with here at the zoo?
I am primarily a cat and bear keeper. So I take care of the tigers, the cougars, brown bears, Andean bear, and snow leopards.
And how long have you been here at Toledo Zoo?
This is my 20th year at the Toledo Zoo.
Oh, that's so awesome. Alex wants to know, what are some ways that we can help Andean bears in the wild?
So being in Toledo, you probably cannot directly help Andean bears in the wild unless you donate to some sort of research that's doing research with Andean bears. But you can help the future of our planet by making smarter choices at home. And basically, little things like turning off the water when you're brushing your teeth, taking shorter showers, using reusable bottles instead of buying bottled water, little things like that. So, and any little thing that you can change in your routine is going to make a big impact.
And that is so true, especially, we've all changed our routines with this pandemic. And we've seen a lot of reports saying the earth itself has benefited a lot from this change in our routine, and animals in the wild are no different. So any little thing that you can do to help, we sincerely appreciate it. All right, and let's see here. Sue wants to know, does she like it when it snows here in Toledo?
She doesn't mind the snow. She'll come out and walk around her exhibit still. I tend to kind of spoil her, so sometimes I'll dig her a path so she doesn't have to. I mean, it's not necessary, but it makes me feel better. But so she does go out in the snow. We have different temperature guidelines for them. Because she's older, we have kind of a higher temperature guideline that she probably needs, but it's just to ensure that she stays well. But she does like to come out into the snow.
And we do want her to be as comfortable as possible. Yes. So you guys have made some adjustments. As you said, you took down the climbing structure, gave her more land space. What are some other creature comforts that you've done because of her age?
Well, because of her age, we do pull her off exhibit every night. But inside, she's got a nice padded mat in there for her to help with her joints. And she's also got a nice bed inside there. We give her the same sorts of bedding material that we give her out on exhibit, so that helps her be comfortable. We'll offer her a wide variety of enrichment items inside when she comes in. It's kind of funny watching her come in. It's kind of like a buffet line. She has to go and look at every single little item first and kind of judge what she wants to take part in first, so it's kind of cute.
Oh, she's got such a cool little personality, and we're getting quite a few comments of 20 years, amazing, congratulations on your 20 years, happy 20 years, that's awesome. And of course, we always get the family shout outs, so we are so proud of you, Trudy, Mom, and Teresa.
Oh, thank you.
All right, we're gonna end here with Isabel's question of how long are their claws?
Their claws are probably about a couple inches long. I actually have a sound. I don't know if you guys want to hear this. Andean bears are very vocal, and they make a sound called a trill. I actually have an audio clip of it if you guys want to hear it.
Oh yeah, that's very cool. That's one thing you all usually ask about, or what kind of sounds do they make? And we were all prepared, and y'all didn't give us that one. So yes, please.
All right, I'm gonna.
Goodness, that is so cool. All of the different sounds that they
I've actually
make.
heard Niave do that once since she's been here.
Oh my gosh, how very cool. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. As we said, thank you for supporting our daily Facebook Lives for #ZooOpenOnline. Thank you for supporting our Giving Tuesday campaign. As we said, our goal is $2,020 to help sustain us for this year, 2020. We look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thanks, Trudy, for joining us and teaching us all about Niave, and we hope y'all will stop and visit her the next time you're here at the zoo. We'll see you tomorrow.